Jesus, what would you like?
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
I could. My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge. Go over to the anvil and let's get started. Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up, bit by bit. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. It works better. Tell the temperature by the color, but you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? It's the color of straw, which is what you want, and you heated the whole thing up. Nicely done. Now you can go straight to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it.
You have a
Now
kind
take the
master.
hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before. Bloody hell, what's the hold-up? I've shown you this part already. Henry, stop gazing into the fire like a fortune teller and heat it up. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. Besides the sparks, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. Sparks! That's the stuff. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself to keep the rhythm going. There you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking. Right, let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
What good does it do me to whistle while I work?
It makes you work to a rhythm. You won't get tired so quickly, and the iron feels it.
How will I know it's finished?
Notice the shape. The closer you are to finishing, the more precise the shape it will have.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me. But if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, you'll have to look elsewhere. This is just a village, you know. The locals ain't after luxury. And they can't afford it neither.
What can I do with the items I've forged?
Well, you can sell them. Though you probably won't have much luck around here. But I'll happily buy some of the nicer things from you.
Where exactly is my bed?
At the side of the house, there are 2 doors and a wheelbarrow between them. You go in by the rear door, next to the woodshed, and you can put your things in the chest there. Don't worry, nobody'll steal them.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right. Here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work.
Greetings.
Good morning, lad.
I'd like to learn something.
What are you interested in? It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Wenzel and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semine, and they never came back.
Do you want me to find them?
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up, and especially the cargo. Go to Semine and find out what the bloody hell happened.
Those two hands of yours, Wenzel and Franzi, what can you tell me about them?
Can't tell you much. They're wandering laborers. I don't think they wanted to stay here with me for long, but these days I can use all the help I can get.
Were they suspicious in any way?
No, they worked hard. They ain't no slackers. And I can't say that about everyone.
What was the cart carrying?
Bugger and bollocks. All sorts of stuff. I'd say Lord Semine wants to rearm his garrison with new equipment. There were some hunting swords, bastard swords, crossbow bolts. I also fixed the trigger on young Semine's crossbow. And some kitchen stuff. Sacks of charcoal, all sorts of things. There's a good month's work in that cartload.
Have you any idea which way they might have gone? I could have a look along the way. Maybe their cart broke down or something.
There's only one road to Semine that can take a cart. It leads from Takov to Troskowitz, and then to the south. But I've got a bad feeling they got up to no good in Semine.
All right. I'll get right on it then.
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools drunk, kick their asses for me.
Gladly. I'll kick some sobriety into them. Can I ask you about that cart?
What is it you need to know?
All right. I'm on my...
Time's wasting. Run along.
There's a couple more things I'd like to ask about smithing.
Ask away.
Why should I forge evenly?
If you keep hammering the same spot, you'll never finish it. You'll just fuck it up. But jumping from one end to the other ain't a good idea neither. You'd end up working unevenly. The best thing to do is aim each strike next to the one before.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You silly doggy. So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Semine is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck where you're from. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yurko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. Now you're gonna die!
Flatten the cheeky wee shite.
Send him hopping.
Ha!
Don't hit him.
Fuck you!
Hey!
Oh, terrible.
Stop beating him! Didn't expect that,
Come on. Oh, you wee
What in the devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse, with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that wine?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takeoff Blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Semine's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing 12 geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yechin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, Blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
so...
need to imagine the worst right off, gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yurko is shit-faced, and your son...
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir. So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. So, do you know what to do? Or have you got any more questions?
Actually, there is something I'd like to ask about. This Yurko and his mates, who are they?
They're Lord Semine's kin. They're fine as long as they don't get too much booze inside them.
Only they're from Moravia, so they're never far from the booze.
But what could I tell you, lad? Each to himself. Besides, they stick with the family when push comes to shove. And you can't say that about everyone.
And you, sir? What is it you do?
Well, son, I wonder if I haven't made a mistake about you. If you haven't figured me out by now, you can't be very bright.
No, I just meant, what exactly is it you do for Lord Semine? And your name isn't exactly very common.
I'm the captain here, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you what a captain does. As for my name, it's a nickname Lord Semine's grandpa gave me. May he rest in peace. When I joined his service as a young fella, I took my gnarly club with me. Wouldn't use anything else. I was used to it. And more than once helped me to, well, win an argument. I broke many a hard skull with it. And it's still in one piece. We've been together so long, we even share the same name.
You're lucky you didn't turn out to be Captain Knob.
Or Captain Headcracker. You're right.
I'd like to go and see that wedding.
Wouldn't we all, lad? And what would you do there?
I'd eat and drink my fill and check out the local maidens.
I hope Lord Semine didn't hear you. He'd be none too pleased to hear you want to take part in such a grand affair, just to stuff your face and roll an A with some drunken wench.
I beg your pardon, Captain, but that's what most fellas go to weddings for.
That's an unspoken truth, son. Unspoken, mind. Anyways, you're Radovan's hand, ain't ya? He'll be coming to the wedding. He's making a wedding gift for the groom. Stick with him, and maybe he'll take you with him.
We should probably get going.
My thoughts exactly. Off to the courtyard, then.
Hail Mary. Excuse me.
You have a kind master, eh, doggy?
I'm ready to set out, sir.
All right. Stay close to us and don't go wandering off.
As you say, sir.
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskowitz.
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son. Troskowitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good, Captain.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry?
It was nothing. Just a bit of a friendly brawl. They clearly had a skinful. I can understand it.
Well, I've sure as hell got no understanding for it. I hope they didn't hurt you.
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Semine. It'll be an honourable fight, so you better act accordingly. Hold on a mo. I'll give you some gear for it.
That won't be necessary. I've got all I need.
Well, all right. But it never hurts to have something in reserve. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick, so careful with it.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks, and get your arse into the pen.
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
I'll sort you out nicely.
Show your stuff.
Wanker. I'm on. Take that.
Come here, son. What do you say, son?
Whew. You really gave me the runaround.
I'm no spring chicken, but I'm as spry as ever.
God's truth, sir. You didn't disgrace yourself, but I can see the young un has spirit. Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he's saved my arse more than once.
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got something else for you as well. My shield.
Isn't that a bit too much, Gnarly?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked anyway. I can't carry no shield.
True enough.
Thank you.
I needed that. It's good to stretch the limbs every now and again. And you're pretty handy, youngster. You should come to the courtyard, and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Semine. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein, it's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trosky.
if someone gave it to me.
I'm from Silver Skalitz, sir.
Aha! Now I understand why you're here. You're not the first one to flee here from the war.
I don't flee from a fight, sir. I have work here, and a lot of scores to settle.
You want to get revenge for what happened back home? That usually doesn't end well. You'd be better advised to find yourself a well-built girl, build a cottage, and visit the church and the tavern in turn. There's no helping the dead anyway.
That's nice advice, sir. Only women will tie you down, lad. Better to go and see a bit of the world. You're doing the right thing.
so hungry I could eat a horse.
So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he might have seen someone?
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
As you wish, sir. I could go for something to eat now. Master Bailiff, can I ask you about something?
Ask away, by all means. Wait now, aren't you that lad who's helping Radovan in the forge?
Yeah, that's me.
I heard his hired hands went missing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Ah, I was thinking they were driving awful fast with that cart.
You saw them?
I did, a few days back. They raced through the village in the early evening so fast, they were dropping sacks of charcoal.
Where were they headed?
Towards the east, to Apollonia on the road to Yichin. And you're looking for them?
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were goods for Semine on that cart, and I can do without that kind of trouble now, on account of the wedding, you know?
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that wedding, Master Bailiff.
Of course I do. I'm the father of the bride, after all. Although not everyone sees eye to eye with me. Lord Semine would be happier if I paid all the bills and left all the decisions up to him. Who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink, entertainment, everything. It's not like I have a burning desire to deal with it, but if I'm going to pay for it...
I understand. But isn't it just that the groom's family is more concerned about these things?
That's not it. I'll tell you what it is. It's because Lord Semine is a noble and I'm just a commoner. Only I've got coin. While he's trying to keep the wolf from the door in that piddling estate of his.
You ought to calm down, Master Bailiff. That kind of talk can stir things up.
You're right, of course. It just makes me mad, though.
I understand. Do you know anything about Radovan's hired hands?
Only what I've told you. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind if they never turned up again.
Why's that?
Well, they might look like butter wouldn't melt in their mouths, and Radovan praises them, but I know people. That pair have mischief in their eyes. I can tell.
That'll be all. Thanks. I need something to eat.
Well then, young man, how did it go?
They were spotted here, sir. Going to the east, towards Apollonia.
So to Yichin? The bastards! And what about my goods?
Oh, they were driving so fast, it was falling off the cart.
The thieving scum! Let's hurry! To Yitchin.
Sir, I can send a message to the Itchin captain of the guard.
Oh, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them ourselves.
Won't you be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir?
I will. Praise Lord Jesus Christ. Between riding to Yitchin and listening to Dorothy's endless fussing, I'll take Yitchin any time. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way, the Three Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the two of us set foot inside the door.
Oh,
I wouldn't want that
was
there. Someone gave it to me for
summers
free.
ago. God knows if the place is even still standing.
True. Still, we'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might not have gone to Yitchin. They could have turned off somewhere. Or something could have happened. They might have been ambushed, maybe.
Will you give over with that? I'll bet my braves they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them boozing at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing. Let's go, then. So, St. Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry, have a look to the left.
All right, sir. But don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for, isn't it? Off you go.
Whoa! A sack of charcoal? That could have fallen off the cart.
You found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch to the left of the road. The bailiff said they were driving like the devil, so maybe it fell from the cart.
Oh, that makes sense. To the left it is, then. Gnarly! Back here!
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir. You'll have the car back in no time.
I just hope we find the horses, too. Yarmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these parts.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin builds a house in Kuttenberg, while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad?
That's the change in the economical situation, sir. The burghers have more rights, and they make smart use of them. They put their coin to work for them. They've got shops, baths, inns, mills, while the nobles sit waiting until Jack from Backwater Hamlet brings them 3 groschen in taxes on St. Gallus's Day.
You're right there. Only Jack hasn't even got 3 groschen these days. None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one. not Wenceslaus or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cart tracks. What do you reckon, Gnarly?
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar, right enough. Where the hell could that cart have vanished to?
Well, that's just it. They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road. Maybe it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir.
Oh.
The blacksmith's cart. And someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Hey! I found the blacksmith's cart! Come here!
Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Of course, the goods are gone. The bastards hauled it off to the rocks. That's clear. Well, we can't let them get away with it. We'll carry on, but on foot. My old young milker would only break a leg there. And keep a sharp lookout. Something stinks here.
I told you. They got ambushed by them bastards that's on the rampage around here, sir.
Oh, be quiet. We still can't be sure of anything.
Ah, Apollonia. I spent a lot of time running around here as a young lad.
Oh, not me. This place always gave me the shivers.
God's truth, I ain't got only good memories of it. One time, got my legs stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Semine was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why is that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had the rope-maker's wife as a nanny when you were little. Now, she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins and white ladies. Every night, we'd gather by the hearth. The old woman would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you, Captain, there isn't much I'm afraid of. When that blind old crone was croaking her tales of devils and holes to hell, with the fire crackling and the wind whistling outside the windows, and the whirring of the spinning wheel. Oh, shh. Wait a mo. Do you hear that?
I do. There's somebody there, sure enough.
Let's get closer.
I'd have nothing to do with a wench like that. It ain't right having a pair like that.
What do we do now? I heard more than two voices.
I used to clamber around here as a young lad. The girls from Slatigo used to come make a fire here and jump over it. And so's their underwear wouldn't catch fire. Sometimes they'd take it off.
That's nice, Gnarly, but I don't think it's scantily clad maidens we'll be running into here. So what's that got to do with anything?
Well, there's a nice view into the gorge from up there. We only have to go back a bit, and we can get up there nicely.
Right. Henry, what are you waiting for? This is just the kind of thing we took you along for.
Sure, sir. With a bit of luck, there might be some girls there, too.
I could do without girls with voices like that. Now get going.
Fuck he ordained you. Just 'cause old Stumble poured some pond water on your head in the woods don't mean a damn thing.
But Stumble's a priest.
Tumble is a drunken old fool who claims he was a priest. He can't even quote one psalm.
Those definitely aren't the
Don't you think
blacksmith's
he'd have
hands.
a better nickname than Stumble if he was a priest?
Hey, it ain't his fault. What's wrong with his leg?
What's wrong with his leg?
So how's it look, Sonny? How many?
I saw 3. And they don't look like Radovan's hands.
And what about my goods?
I didn't see them. It looked more like a patrol. I reckon there might be more of them hereabouts.
Seems we can't avoid a fight. I hope you're ready, Henry.
Of course. We'll smash them to smithereens, and in the evening, we'll drink a toast from their skulls. Ha-ha!
Hold your horses, son. Keep some of that piss and vinegar for the fight. You might have whipped me in that pig pen, but this is a different matter.
So, how are we gonna do it? Do you just want to charge them, sir?
What else do you suggest?
Someone could go back up top and try to take one of them down with an arrow before we charge them. There's a good view of the camp from up there.
Good idea, Henry. And I see you're equipped for it, too. Climb up top, and as soon as you shoot the first time, we'll charge them. And make sure you don't hit one of us.
Right you are, Captain.
Aye, Bart. You two are arseholes. I'd have nothing to do with a wench like that. It ain't right having a pair like that. She might be hexed. Or maybe
You see hexes everywhere. It ain't that strange. Even my uncle had a pair like that. Each eye a different colour.
I'll hack your ass off! Hey, that's the last one!
now we'll have you.
Get him!
Stop, you swine! He's had it!
You can hardly stand, asshole. Stop dawdling! Stop dawdling! What's the hold up, damn it? Hey, Henry, get over here. Hey, Henry, get over here. Stop dawdling. What's the hold up, damn it?
Oh, this day took it out of me, and no mistake.
And it ain't over yet, sir. Your goods ain't here. And none of them bastards look like the blacksmith's hands. Am I right, Henry?
Well, we can't ask them now.
Oh, well. That's how it goes sometimes.
But I don't think it was them.
Me neither. But right past that peak is another good camping spot.
You think this was a patrol?
It makes sense. But I don't want to go assuming the worst. We might have just run into them bandits by chance.
Yeah, well, you were right, as always. Let's go, then. Are you ready, Henry?
I am. Let's go.
I thought we had everything clear, then, sir. You tried to fuck with me, so until we ride out, you're gonna stick right there and keep your mouth shut.
We did everything you asked. We got the blacksmith cart and the goods.
Horse shit. You tried to fuck me. That bastard cousin of yours owned up to it.
It was his idea. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Make no difference to me, Venser. You vouched for the crooked fucker. So now, it's on you. Actually, you could consider yourself lucky. If you hadn't have saved my ass that time in Colleen, I'd have goat ear skin you alive.
Bastards. You can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Like that time with the Johnny, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Only there was more of us that time, and less of them.
Oh, don't worry, there won't be a problem. They're just common thieves. Besides, I'll take young Henry with me.
What, me?
And if they're still feeling brave, you get to try out that new plaything of yours.
Ahem, gentlemen, I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over, and I'll let you go.
Oh, you must be from Semine, sir. Well, of course you can have everything back. As long as you ask nicely, eh? Well, how about we do things differently? You lay down your weapons, and we can all have a nice little chat. I mean, I don't intend to go murdering local lords. I just want your coin.
That's very noble of you, sir.
What are you gaping at? At them!
With you. Another man.
Come here.
You won't.
Get him!
Blood. You know that? Yeah, fucker. Slice him up. He's had it.
I still can't quite do that.
You'll be fucking sorry. Nice strike.
I'm hit.
Oh, good strike. Good. You should have fucking stayed out of it.
I need a bandage.
They got what they deserved, the fuckers.
That's better.
Henry! Hey, Henry! Are you listening? Come here!
I'm a nobleman. What now?
One of them bastards fled into the rocks. Chase him down and bring him back.
But they'd taken him captive. What use would he be to us?
Are you deaf? Didn't you hear what they said? They took him captive because he wanted to drive off with the load. They fucked over Radovan, fucked over his lordship, and wanted to fuck over that bandit too. They were in cahoots. Only the thief wanted to rob the thieves.
Aha.
And they deserve the same punishment, if not more.
Did you see which way he went?
No, I had other things on my hands. Besides, you're the one who's supposed to keep watch.
I'll go and track him then.
Great. Hurry.
They never expected you to let your son marry a relative.
Crutches the bailiff.
Bailiff or not, his family's common as muck. And then there's the talk about money. They say you're hard up, sir.
You really do want to hang, don't you?
I've got you now, Venser. You've nowhere to run to. Yield.
Well, why the fuck would I? It's just you against me. Besides, if I do yield, it's the rope for me anyway.
Who knows what they'll do to you? You might just get a whipping.
For robbing Semine, that old miser. He'll have me strung up from the nearest tree. I'd be better off jumping off the cliff.
Hey, I saw you cozying up with Gules. Seems to me he trusts you pretty much.
What? He wanted to skin me alive.
But he didn't.
What's that got to do with anything, anyway?
Well, I'd say you have a way with the nobles. People trust you. You just say it was the rashness of youth. Pour ashes on your head, and they'll be lenient. You'll tell Lord Semine it was a youthful folly, eat crow, and that'll be that.
Convince his lordship? I'm not sure.
Well, either you give it a try, or we fight it out, or you jump.
Although, Ma always said I could talk my way out of anything. For sure. I'm better at it than fighting with strangers or diving headfirst off a cliff. All right. But only if you'll put in a good word for me. You'll tell them that I gave him up right away, and I don't know, well, the face of the Virgin Mary appeared in the clouds?
You got it. But I'll try and think up something better than the Virgin Mary.
All right. Let's go.
I've got a prisoner for you, sir.
Excellent. It all worked out quite well in the end. Gnarly will take care of this scum.
What about Gules?
He caught a few good hits, but he's alive. We'll take him with us. I need to have a strong word with him. You did a good job, youngster. You've got heart. And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing. Here's something for you.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me. You deserved it. And now, let's get that accursed cart back to Semine. Want to ride? We'll go via Troskowitz. We can drop you off there, and you won't have far to Tarkov. You ought to report back to Radovan as soon as possible about what happened with his hands.
What's going to happen with that pair?
You mean Radovan's hands? We'll see. The one that ran for it, it's clear with him. The other fellow was tied up, so who knows what went down. Maybe he was innocent. Gnarly'll have a word with him, and we'll see what he tells us.
Sir, Venza surrendered because I promised to put in a good word for him.
Well, it's nice that you promised him, but I'm the one who'll decide on the fate of that scum, and it's quite clear to me.
All right. Could you wait a while? I'd better just check that I haven't lost anything while running around here.
All right, but make it quick. I was happy to get out of Semine for a while, but now I'm looking forward to being back at my own fireside.
Is that offer of a ride still open?
Sure, if you want.
A ride would be great. My legs are sore.
Wait until you're my age. Well, let's get going.
I didn't do nothing wrong, I swear. It's all Venza's fault. It was him who said we'll sell the car to Gules.
It weren't like that at all. We shook on it. But on the way, you had the idea we'd keep it.
What? That ain't true.
Leave it out, you two. One way or another, you wanted to fuck me over. Doesn't matter whose idea it was.
A thief robbing a thief? What a world.
I'm still a nobleman, if you don't mind. So I'm not a thief. I'm a robber baron.
A thief's a thief.
Where are you taking us?
To Semine, where his lordship will hear you out and decide what to do with you.
I hope you realise you can't just execute me.
Ah, it depends. By right, I should send a plea to some court to decide if we can behead you. But in these shitty times, nobody will give a toss. Parchment's dear, and ink ain't free either. So as far as I'd happily risk it and lop your head off without permission.
I see how the law is respected here.
Ha! Are you yanking my pizzle? You're a fine one to talk about law.
And what will happen to us?
If Lord Semine's in a good mood, he'll try to find out whose idea it was.
It definitely wasn't mine.
You're such a rat, Frenzy.
On the other hand, when I hear you lot going on, I reckon he might not give a damn.
I'm innocent. I swear on my ma's soul.
Is that supposed to soften my heart? Every man should go. I dragged to the gallows, swore on his mother. Nobody with any decency would risk his mother's immortal soul, even if he was as pure as the driven snow. But this bastard doesn't think twice about his soul. You should be ashamed of yourself.
The captain's right. Only the lowest of the low swears on his mother.
That's right. You always were a piece of shit, Francie. No scruples.
Well, ain't it grand to have you here to explain everything? Now shut your gobs, the three of you. Don't want you poisoning the air with the shit you spout.
What a cheap old nag.
Whoa!
Good day.
God be with you!
Good day.
So, job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Semine's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh. They did they?
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called Gules and brought the cart to him.
The bastards. I should have realised they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get the cart back?
Well, I went to Semine, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. So we rode out to look for it. Me, Lord Semine, and his captain, Gnarly.
Well, God's nails. And the three of you tracked them down? The whole band?
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia, along with the carts and the goods.
Indeed. Where else? The bastards. And what about my hands?
I'm not sure. Lord Semine took them and Gules to his courtyard. We'll see how he deals with them.
I'd know what to do with them.
Now, don't worry. I don't think Lord Semine will let them off lightly.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up. I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. I've got just the thing for you. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And have you got another job for me?
Yeah. Young Lord Semine's wedding is coming up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Troskovitz. What do you think of her?
Well, young Semine is marrying her, isn't he? Why would I have my eye on her?
Don't pretend. A statue of a saint would have his eye on her. Looks ain't everything, though. She's got such a sharp tongue on her. I almost feel sorry for young Semine. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
Yeah. And I hope she'll wait. Her name's Teresa. Her uncle owns a mill on the river in Rattay.
A girl from the mill? You want to watch out for them types. You might get caught up in devilry, lad. A wedding's a serious business. You're not just getting a bride, but a whole family. So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. All the more so when you're noble-born. Old Semine wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right. And that's just the problem.
Ah, I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, youngster. And you're right. We don't have the steel for a strong sword that won't break.
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. I've got it all figured out, as it happens. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking. The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia, and folks say they saw this interesting broken sword in his hut. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real Toledo blade.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do understand. But there's a catch.
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedies and blessings. But now he won't see no one. I even heard he made a pact with the devil. And there have been other strange goings-on.
What strange goings-on?
I heard something in the tavern about some apparition, but that's all I know.
Where can I find the hermit?
Do I look like someone who goes to a hermit for advice? I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia, but you'll have to ask the Troskovitz womenfolk if you want to know more.
Right. I'll try to find out more about the hermit's sword. In return, you'll get me invited to Semine's wedding.
If it means so much to you, why not? Come and see Betty from the Troskovitz Tavern. She knows all the gossip. She'll definitely tell you more about the hermit. But Henry, if there's any truth in that pact with the devil, don't get caught up in it. The best sword in the world isn't worth eternal damnation. Fucking steel. What are you here for?
I'll have a look at the ware. Let's talk about the price.
Sure.
Do we have a deal?
You really won't convince me like this. Aye. Your pleasure doing business. Take care.
You have a kind master.
Are you being cautious?
The Lord be with you. What do you need?
I need some advice.
You want some advice? Here's some for free. I catch you fighting here again, and I'll spank your bare ass like a brat. Down to business. I don't have all day for you, so what do you want?
I promised Radovan the blacksmith I'd go and see Ambrose the hermit in Apollonia.
My God, lad, stay away from them rocks. Ambrose the hermit sold his soul to the devil and won't talk to nobody no more.
Yeah, I heard that as well. But it seems a bit far-fetched.
So why would an evil spirit suddenly start appearing near Apollonia? It's the devil's work, believe you me.
And has anyone sent to the castle for the priest?
Not at all. Bailiff Thrush is keeping it quiet so far. 4 strangers came here yesterday. They sat in the corner there, but once they heard about the apparition, they started to take a big interest.
What strangers?
They looked like monks, only they had daggers concealed under their robes. I saw them clearly. I'm telling you, there's something fishy going on around Ambrose.
But I have to speak to him.
Didn't you hear what I said? He doesn't speak to nobody. He hides away in his hut and sends everyone away. I'd think long and hard before doing anything if I was you. Because this reeks of hell.
Go!
Quick!
Oh.
Quick!
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa.
Haven't you got anything better to do? Clear off before I lose my patience. You've no business here, fella. Go back where you came from. I don't want to set eyes on you ever again. I wouldn't want that. You've no business here, fella.
Radovan, the blacksmith from Takov, sent me.
And what's that got to do with me? Clear off! Equam memento rebus in arduis servari mentem. What are you doing here? Stop pestering me and get out!
Damnation. Bloody hell. This hasn't been here for long. It looks like some kind of notes. Like a diary. Let's have a look at it then.
I should eat something. Whoa! Whoa! Go! Whoa! I'm as hungry as a wolf.
Scram! Right now! Get out of here!
could go for something to eat now. A bit longer without food and I'll really start to be grumpy. Where's the hermit's grave? It ought to be somewhere around here. We don't have a spade. There's nothing more here. Sorry, Ambrose. Rest in peace. Now that's what I call steel. It may be broken, but there's hardly a trace of rust. Go!
Good day. What would you like?
So I'm back, Master Blacksmith.
Excellent. How did it go with the hermit?
He's dead.
What? Did you?
No, not me. It just got a bit complicated. The hermit died a few days ago. I had to find his grave, and this sword was on it. You weren't wrong. It's first-class Toledo steel, Radovan.
God's nails. That's quite something.
First-class welded steel. Ambrose must have broken the sword himself, deliberately. It wouldn't have just happened in battle.
That's exactly what we need. See now, youngster. My clever plan worked out nicely in the end.
Right. Well, thank you very much for your, clever plan.
You haven't disappointed me yet, lad. So I'm sure forging an exceptional sword won't be a problem for you either.
Wait, I thought you wanted to do it yourself. I'm just your assistant, after all.
Not at all. I trust you. One day you'll become a master. That is, unless you lose your head first.
I'm as hungry as a wolf. A bit longer without food and I'll really start to be grumpy.
shit. Good morning, lad.
I talked to Betty.
And?
Nothing yet. It seems there's no talking to this hermit.
And Betty didn't help you?
Well, not really.
Betty? Afraid?
She didn't.
And if she's afraid, you won't have it easy, lad.
Yeah.
And get a move on, for fuck's sake. What'll it be this fine morning?
There's a couple more things I'd like to ask about smithing.
Ask away.
What's the right way to heat up the workpiece?
Do it till it turns the color of straw. Ideally, the color should be the same everywhere, if your forging's going to be even. The main thing is, don't work it cold. You just ruin it. But don't overheat it either. As soon as sparks start to fly off it in the furnace, take it out.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
Kurva. Burning it. Damn, it's burning. This is gonna take a while yet.
You have a kind master, eh? What?
Done. Finally.
What are you here for, friend?
I've got something for you, Blacksmith.
God's nails, you weren't bullshitting.
I'd say it looks pretty much like a sword, eh?
Looks like. This is a damned fine piece of steel. Damned fine.
Thanks. I was glad to help, but now there's something I need from you.
I'll pay you, of course. And if you want to do some smithing, I won't throw you out of my forge either.
No, you know full well what I need. I have to get to Semine's wedding.
Why is it so important for you? It'll just be a lot of people stuffing their faces. You can find that anywhere.
I have my reasons, and you don't need to know them.
God's nails, lad. You're full of mysteries. But whatever, that's your business. I don't mind taking you to the wedding. Nothing to it. We can set off once you're ready.
Can we go to Semine now?
Henry, have you been in the heat for too long, or what? We're going to a wedding, not a damn battle.
Is there a difference?
Listen, lad, stop fooling around and spare me your wisecracks. Take that armor off and put on something decent.
I was wondering if you'd lend me your bullock when it's time to sow winter grains.
Greetings, my friend.
I'd like a set of clothes for the wedding.
You've come to the right place.
I'm sure you'll find something you like, and when you change into it, I'll tell you right away if it's appropriate for the wedding. I know what I'm talking about. I'm invited too. I sewed clothes for the groom.
What do you think? Can I wear this to the wedding?
Well, it's not that bad, but it's still missing something.
What do you have for sale? A word about the price.
Sure. Why not?
What would you say to this?
More. Finally, a reasonable sum. I hope you'll be satisfied. Take care. What will it be?
What about this? Do I look like a proper wedding guest now?
Magnificent! I couldn't have picked a better outfit myself. I think you're ready to dazzle them all.
Show me your wear.
I hope you'll be satisfied, my... How can I help?
What do you have for sale?
Why are you wasting my time? If you don't want anything, then, eh?
What would you like?
Can we go to Semine now?
Wasn't too hard, was it? You're looking quite spruce, in fact. I don't have to worry about you showing me up anymore.
Good to hear. Shall we go?
Hold your horses for a while, Henry. I need to wash and change too, and then we can go.
Welcome, Blacksmith. We were beginning to worry.
I bet you were. I'm bringing a wedding present.
Look who's finally here. Welcome, Radovan. And Henry.
Sir?
Well, do you have it?
Of course. Your son deserves the best. You can take it.
No, hold on to it. I'd be glad if you gave it to Older yourself.
I'd be honored.
Has Lord von Bergow arrived yet?
Henry, that's none of your business.
It's all right, Radovan. I understand his curiosity. Lord von Bergow isn't here yet, but Chamberlain Ulrich assures me he'll arrive any moment now.
Sir, could I ask you to introduce me to Lord von Bergow?
God's nails. I'm sure his lordship will have nothing better to do than talking to my apprentice.
We'll see, Henry. Now, unfortunately, I have other things to attend to. What are those beggars still doing by the gate? I thought I made it clear I wanted them gone, didn't I?
I drove them off, but they came back. They just won't take no for an answer.
At least close the gate for now so the guests don't see them. They must be gone before Sir Otto arrives. Do you understand?
Oh dear, you seem rather worried. Would it have to do with your guest of honor?
I'm afraid of it ending up in disgrace. I wouldn't want Sir Otto to take offense and leave before he gives Older his blessing.
Is there anything I can do to help?
No, Henry. It's nice of you to offer your help, but I can't ask that of you. What kind of host would that make me?
Don't worry about it, sir. Since Henry is volunteering, why not take up his offer? If he proves himself, you can introduce him to Lord von Bergow as a reward, if that's what he wants.
I promise I won't bring shame to you.
Oh, we'll see. I've got to make some arrangements with the cook, but come and see me later. In the meantime, you can introduce yourself to the bailiff's son, Svatopluk, over there. You're the same age, so I think you'll get along just fine.
That's right, Henry. Svatja. He's fun to be around. God's nails, I bet he'll show you the prettiest girls around.
There's plenty of other entertainment, too. Bailiff Thrush is holding a dice tournament, and Captain Gnarly a dueling contest. In short, a proper wedding. Eat and drink to your heart's content. Rejoice. It's a big day for Semine.
One more thing, sir.
What else? Did I forget something?
They're, weapons.
Yes, of course. Please leave your weapons with Tuma. You surely understand, it's for security.
All our weapons?
Well, the wedding present is an exception, of course. Keep it safe, Radovan.
Give us something to eat.
A few scraps.
Definitely her. He's so stupid he can't even see how he is so far.
I'll tell you, it's been a long time since we've had a wedding like this. It must have cost Lord Semine a fortune.
Well, it is his only son who's getting married.
True. I'll come by your place with
Again? You came for some not long ago.
What can I tell you?
Such an expert on the female soul.
You're forget. Hey, I know you. You fought with us at the tavern.
Aye, that was some brawl.
Right you are. You fought bravely, both you and that friend of yours. You were outnumbered, but you still gave us a run for our money.
What can you do? I had to defend my lord.
So he really is some kind of nobleman, is he? Huh. Well, I'll be damned. I hope he forgets it quickly. Anyway, as far as you and I are concerned, let's let bygones be bygones. All good?
It's all good.
See? I'm no idiot. I just can't stand stuck-up fellas. And you're not one of them, are you?
I hope not.
I know you're not. You're a good lad, I can tell. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Svatja. The pretty girl getting married today is my sister.
So I've heard.
This is Vitek.
We know each other. Henry saved my pa's hide from the wolves.
I heard about that. First the wolves and then the injured leg.
And that was just the beginning.
Aye, That's my pa, and his drinking. Well, I'm afraid he's not going to fare much better today. He was asking after you. Did you talk yet?
Not yet.
If you want to talk to him, you'd better hurry up. Knowing him, he'll be sloshed in no time.
Quiet, you two. Sakura. Now I don't know what he said to her. Christ. Look at her face.
Whose?
Look over there. That pretty girl and the sad sack trying to impress her.
That's our friend, Wojtek.
What's it about?
When some poor lass catches his eye, he buzzes around her like a wasp.
And makes an incredible fool of himself.
And who's the girl?
Mishka. Her ma is old Semine's cook. That asshole Wojtek thinks he's going to win her over with some idiotic verse.
Poor girl. What if she really isn't interested?
Then you could go and save her from Wojtek, eh?
Jesus Christ! There's an idea! Let's bet on who has a better chance with Mishka. Vulgar Wojtek or handsome Henry.
I'd like to see that. You're on.
My money's on Henry. 10 groschen. So off you go, dust off your hose, tuck in your shirt, and go and win her heart.
I'll wager 10 groschen he fails.
I'm in.
Whoa! I didn't expect you to agree right away. You're an animal. You and I will get along just fine.
Well, you get along with everybody. Well, that is, if you don't punch them in the mouth at first sight. What's Wojtek even saying to her?
I was walking by a while ago, and he was telling her something about butterflies.
Shall we have a dance?
My feet are sore.
Show me here. I'll massage them for you, and you'll be as spry as a deer.
Thanks, but it's not that bad.
So we can dance then?
Oh, you just never give up, do you?
Oh, Mishka, dearest. You give me no rest.
Really? Isn't it the other way around?
You keep me awake at night.
You poor thing. Try a decoction of Melissa and Valerian.
How I long to hold you tight.
I can hardly breathe as it is.
Great things.
How I long to kiss your lips. And, put my hands on your hips.
Enough. I can't listen to another word.
That makes two of us.
And you are who?
I'm Henry.
What do you want here?
To make the acquaintance of the young damsel. If she's willing, of course.
She's not willing, and she has no interest in your nonsense.
The damsel has a voice and a name.
And may I know it? Or is that impertinent?
Mishka.
Now look here.
Anything wrong?
I spoke to her first.
Are we on the marketplace here?
You think you can amuse Mishka more? That's a joke.
Look, Wojtek. Why don't we just leave Mishka alone, eh? She's not interested in our buffoonery anyway.
What buffoonery? It was you who interrupted us.
He interrupted you. More like he rescued me.
But I thought you liked it.
Well, do you know what it means to think?
I don't understand this at all. But girls like poems. All of them. Ma said so.
Recite to your ma, then. And give her my greetings.
But...
Sorry I didn't realise right away.
Better late than never. Wojtek still hasn't figured it out, though.
But...
Hey, come along with me, Henry.
Fucking hell. See what you did? Mishka would be mine if it wasn't for your meddling. I'm sorry.
Isn't it better here?
It's a nice place. Thanks for showing it to me. It's definitely quieter here.
I come here when I want to be alone. Or when I'm washing laundry. Enough of that. I'd rather hear about you. Like, where you're from, what you're doing here. You're not a local. I'd know you if you were.
Where am I from?
Unless it's a secret, of course.
I'm from Skalitz.
And what's this Skalitz of yours like?
Burned down.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't want to bring up sad memories. Wouldn't you like to dance? It'll take your mind off things.
Thanks, but no.
Never mind. At least I didn't have to endure Wojtek's talk any longer. Thanks, Henry.
That'd take some balls. Would you look at that? The return of the prodigal son.
How did it go?
Mishka's a nice girl. I'm glad I got to know her.
I don't doubt it. Where did you two go? Took you a while.
No, we were just talking, really.
Talking? Is that all?
That's all.
Give him a break. Not everyone's a blabbermouth like you.
Either way, it looks like I won the bet, Svatya.
That's true. Oh well, we have to drink. To the newlyweds' health.
That's what everybody here drinks to. Let's drink to us, fellas.
I should go and see Lord Semine. He looked worried, and I promised I'd help him. He'll introduce me to Lord von Bergow in return.
Von Bergow. Right. Hold on.
Show that wretch!
Were you both clumsy?
Hit him over the head, Hans.
I'll be done with you in a
You won't
flash.
let a night watchman beat you, will you?
Well, well, well. Who do we have here?
What are you doing here?
I'm working at our task. What else?
But how did he get in?
What's it to you? Mind your own business. What do you want from me? I wasn't good enough for you, so stop pestering me.
Hey, Henry! How are you, pal?
I see you didn't waste any time, gamekeeper.
I know! For Christ's sake! What have I done? What's my wife gonna say? I really want to stay away from the booze, but I can't do it alone. I know! Supposing you keep an eye on me, Henry.
What, mind you?
It's easy. Just don't let me drink.
I'd say it's a little late for that, isn't it?
All right. So just don't let me end up under the table. If you see me with a drink in my hand, stop me from drinking it, Henry. Do you understand?
Not a chance.
Oh, come on, Henry. We've been through so much. We faced certain death together, and now you're going to let me down. This is a matter of life and death.
Life and death? Right. Of course I have nothing better to do than keep you away from the booze.
Thank you, Henry. I knew you wouldn't let me down. If you see me with a drink in my hands, take it away from me. Right away, before I have a chance to take a sip. All right?
What am I getting myself into? Hand me what you're drinking right now, then.
I'm starting to regret this.
Yeah, wasn't too hard, was it? I hear you're in charge of the sword fighting tournament.
That's right, Henry. What is it? Would you like to try your hand?
First, I want to ask you something.
What do you want to know?
Who do I fight first?
Young Lord Alder's waiting for you.
The groom?
Aye, him. Don't you dare wound him, Henry.
I'll be happy to take part.
All right. Then go and challenge our young lord to a duel.
You lad, come here for a moment.
It's true. Stop dilly-dallying, Betty.
Fortunately, with Agnes,
Beating around the bush like this.
Can I get you a piece of it? Golden and crispy. Well fed. Yeah, no, I
do the same.
You could have told me to go to hell.
You're as stubborn as a mule.
Aren't the gods supposed to...
Well, yes.
Would you like some pigments, sir? Not my fault.
My, you're sticking with a man like that. What do you mean?
Sir, I'd like to challenge you to a duel.
God knows I'll gladly accept your challenge.
Show him how it's done, Olga.
Do it! Too bad you lost. But you've nothing to be ashamed of. Sir Alder is an experienced swordsman.
Maybe next time.
Here, have some wine. You look a bit pale to me.
Thank you. What now?
If once wasn't enough, you can challenge the bailiff's son.
I understand. I'll go and challenge him.
So from where then? I'm just a distant relative.
That's odd. His lordship never mentioned it.
I'd like to challenge you to a duel, Svatya.
Well, how could I refuse?
You might come to regret it, though.
What are you waiting for, Henry?
Nice work, Henry. He wasn't an easy opponent. I never thought the bailiff's boy would be able to swing a sword like that.
It was nothing. I've beaten stronger opponents.
Well, let's see if you can keep it up.
Who am I going to face next?
Now, take a break and come back in a while.
I'm afraid forget him too soon. You know where he's from?
He'd go, but what are friends for if not to help each other?
Right. It's a deal. Go ahead and tell friends of
You seem like a reasonably educated man, Crazel.
Where are you going with this?
Well, I reckon you know some interesting and useful things. If you share them with me, it'll make it easier to endure all that bullshit you spew.
I'm glad you know what you're getting yourself into. Are you interested in the theory of light, kinetics, or vacuums?
That's a bit too fast for me. What I need is the basics.
I have no time for the basics.
I'd be happy to give you some groschen for your troubles.
All right. But don't forget, this will take some time. Throw in a few coins and I'll teach you whatever you want.
For instance, I'd like to know how to pry open a lock properly. Or how to go through someone's purse without being noticed.
I see. The combination of restraint and the mechanics of general acquisition of property. That seems doable. Let's get to work.
Can I get on with it now?
Patience, son. Wait your turn.
What do you want?
Excuse...
You lad!
Well, they make me pay, but my cow straight on it. Maybe one half of it, but not
God willing, you won't have need of that weapon.
I'm here to help you, sir.
I said you didn't have to.
Well, I made a promise. Is this about the beggars by the gate?
That too, but I'm more worried about my wayward relatives and their insatiable thirst.
You mean Yurko and the Moravians?
Oh, what did I do to deserve a nephew like him?
I'll try to keep an eye on them. Maybe I'll be able to keep them in check.
You'd be pulling a thorn from my side. But don't get your hopes up. Getting between them and booze is asking for trouble.
What about the beggars, sir?
Try asking Tuma, the guard on the gate. Maybe he's figured something out already.
Wouldn't it be enough to give them a bit of food and encourage them to move on?
You think I didn't think of that? Or that I'm a pinch purse?
I certainly didn't mean that, sir.
If it was up to me, they'd all eat their fill. But my cook won't allow it. She cooks well, but she's shamefully stingy.
I'll talk to Tuma and we'll work something out.
Well, try to be done with it before Lord von Bergow arrives.
Of course.
Thanks, Henry. I appreciate it.
Let's say I passed out from
You're Henry, right? The one who came with the blacksmith?
The one and only.
You came to help me with them beggars?
Lord Semine would be glad if we got rid of them. I was told you'd know how.
It doesn't take a scholar to figure out. They came for alms, that's all. If they get some food, they'll be on their way.
So what kind of food do you think we should give them?
If it was up to me, I'd give them scraps from the kitchen. but the cook keeps saying there's no scraps. Says she uses it all for soup and gruel. She put the scraps away in the pantry and won't let anyone in there.
Isn't there any way I could reason with her?
That's not going to be easy. She's got one hell of a mouth. I think even old Semine's afraid of her. He put her in charge of the feast, and now they're fighting over every single groschen. The wedding already cost him a fortune. If he starts giving to the poor as well, there'll be hell to pay.
I'll try to sneak into the pantry.
Just make sure she doesn't catch you red-handed. It'd be for the best if you lured her out of the kitchen. But that won't be easy, especially now, when she's so busy with the feast.
Did you notice if she ever leaves the kitchen?
I've seen her go and gather herbs, or put more food on the tables from time to time. But someone would have to eat it all first.
Good to hear. I'm starving.
Then I wish you a hearty appetite.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Good luck, Henry.
Some food.
We can clearly tell it's not your handiwork. Agnes is a lovely girl. At least her pretty face will stand out more.
Oh, well. Not every bride can afford a new dress made from the most expensive fabrics.
Remember how? Your mother bawled her eyes out. But we still had a nice time. I married the prettiest girl.
Hey, young man. He must be deaf. What do you mean?
What they say about him is true. Stop dilly-dallying, Betty. Either tell me what you know.
What are you doing here? There's plenty of food outside. What are you looking for? There's... Hey! How dare...
I should go and see Lord Semine. He looked worried, and I promised I'd help him. He'll introduce me to Lord von Bergow in return.
Finally begin.
I'm here to help you, sir.
I said you didn't have to.
Well, I made a promise. Is this about the beggars by the gate?
That too, but I'm more worried about my wayward relatives and their insatiable thirst.
You mean Yurko and the Moravians?
Oh, what did I do to deserve a nephew like him?
I'll try to keep an eye on them. Maybe I'll be able to keep them in check.
You'd be pulling a thorn from my side. But don't get your hopes up. Getting between them and booze is asking for trouble.
What about the beggars, sir?
Try asking Tuma, the guard on the gate. Maybe he's figured something out already.
I'll talk to Tuma and we'll work something out.
Well, try to be done with it before Lord von Bergow arrives.
Of course.
Thanks, Henry.
You're Henry, right?
The one and only.
You came to help me with them
Lord Semine would be glad if we got rid of them.
It doesn't take a scholar to figure out. If they get some food, they'll be on their way.
So what kind of food do you think we should give them?
If it was up to me, I'd give them scraps from the kitchen. But the cook keeps saying there's no scraps. Says she uses it all for soup and gruel. She put the scraps away in the pantry and won't let anyone in there.
Isn't there any way I could reason with her?
That's not going to be easy. She's got one hell of a mouth. I think even old Semine's afraid of her. He put her in charge of the feast. The wedding already cost him a fortune. If he starts giving to the poor as well, there'll be hell to pay.
I'll try to sneak into the pantry.
Just make sure she doesn't catch you red-handed. It'd be for the best if you lured her out of the kitchen. Especially now, when she's so busy with the feast.
Did you notice if she ever leaves the kitchen?
I've seen her go and gather herbs, or put more food on the tables from time to time. But someone would have to eat it all first.
I'm not hungry right now.
Well, that's too bad.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Good luck, Henry.
I don't.
You've got fingers of gold.
Wasn't on.
I had to get married in a dress I borrowed from my cousin.
Well, that works if you've got a similar figure.
Oh, not at all. My cousin is so...
So they did. Who cares? You don't have to.
Hey, young man.
Just don't embarrass me. You're right away. Behave. He says, how much does he owe you?
What would you like, young man? Did the food run out? If it did, just say so. Otherwise, stay out of my kitchen if you wouldn't mind.
There's nothing left to eat at one of the tables.
Really? Well, I'll be. Excuse me. I'll check it out. What are you after? There's food and
Say about him is true. Stop dilly-dallying, Betty. Either tell me what you know, or keep your mouth shut. Beating around the bush like this is good for nothing.
Hopefully you'll find peace.
But just for a moment.
Look what I brought from the pantry.
You're not serious? You really sneaked in there? To be honest, I really didn't think you'd succeed. That's that then. Thanks for the help. And you know what? Wait for me here. I'll throw it to them, and then we'll drink to our success. And no excuses.
Oh, shit! Hey! I know you!
Oh, Christ. Look at the state of you, gamekeeper.
Henry!
Stop shouting, for God's sake.
I've been waiting for you, you know?
Oh, well. What do we do with you now?
You have to help me get back on my feet.
Meat? What meat?
On my feet, I said. Feet! Henry, have you been drinking?
What, me?
You? What about you? Are you drunk? Or what?
Good God, how am I supposed to help you get back on your feet?
Since you ask. Well, I could use some broth. Strong beef broth. That'll get my blood flowing.
I'll see what I can do. You just stay here and don't budge.
Don't worry. I'm really not going anywhere right now. Oh, shit.
Tank and mail. Thank you, Radovan. The top of
I apologize.
You there? A word, if you will.
Sensible girl.
Yes, that too, but the longer we wait, the more the guests eat.
Henry, have you seen that husband of mine?
Not for a while.
Is that true?
Why? We just greeted each other and then I went to eat.
Dear Lord, I bet he's drunk again. Could you please look for him? You already saved him once.
Of course. I'll let you know when I find him.
Oh, God be merciful. It's a good thing you're here, lad.
If von Bergow doesn't show up by the evening, we'll hold the ceremony without him. Not have you married in the dark.
Come on, older. Cheer up, or your bride will leave you at the altar.
First, the ceremony would actually have to start.
I found your husband.
And where is he?
I'm sorry, but he's completely plastered. He's lying in the corner behind the dovecot.
Oh, sweet Virgin Mary. That idiot. Thanks, Henry. I'll take him home before he disgraces us completely. God be with you, and have a pleasant evening.
But I tried to enjoy the wedding.
Hear that, Father?
You there?
You bother much about fine clothes?
Well, it's still wild country here. But I thought you tailored for the gents from the castle.
I wish.
Well, well, well. Who do we have here?
What are you doing here?
I'm working at our task. What else?
But how did he get in?
What's it to you? Mind your own business. Mind your own business, Henry.
Excuse me.
Alone.
Wait. Tell me, haven't we met before? You look familiar. I feel like I've seen you before. Didn't you serve at Trosky?
No, I didn't. Me and my master were to deliver a message there.
Is that so? I've no recollection of you or your master, but little wonder. Lord von Bergow receives countless messengers.
But you wouldn't even let us...
I said I don't remember.
Master Chamberlain, where's Lord von Bergow? Why isn't he here yet?
What's it to you? Lord von Bergow will arrive when the time's right.
A man of your stature deserve fine livery.
What would be the point, Bartoshev? It'd be covered in manure in no time.
If you say so.
I hear you're in charge of the sword fighting tournament.
That's right, Henry. What is it? Would you like to try your hand?
First, I want to ask you something.
What do you want to know?
Who do I fight first?
Young Lord Aldar's waiting for you.
The groom?
Aye, him. Don't you dare wound him, Henry.
I'll be happy to take part.
All right. Then go and challenge our young lord to a duel. Careful.
Hey, young man.
Poor Agnes.
Sir, I'd like to challenge you to a duel.
God knows I'll gladly accept your challenge.
Too bad you lost. But you've nothing to be ashamed of. Sir Aldar is an experienced swordsman.
Maybe next time.
Here, have some wine. You look a bit pale to me.
Thank you. What now?
If once wasn't enough, you can challenge the bailiff's son.
I understand.
did he have?
I'd like to challenge...
Well...
You might come to regret...
What are you waiting for?
Too bad, Henry. Even I didn't expect the bailiff's boy to be that good with a sword.
What would be the point, Bartoszek? It'd be covered in manure in no time. If you say so. How's trade going, Bartoszek?
Unlucky, you say?
Now I need a drink.
Good idea.
Who am I going to face next?
If you dare, the old lord will be the...
So you've done well, then.
All right. I'll go and challenge him.
Just...
Who bother much about fine clothes?
Well, it's still wild country here. But I thought you tailored for the gents from the castle.
You, lad, come here for a moment. We must be
there.
Da mischte son.
Hey! I know it.
Oh, Christ.
Henry!
Stop shouting!
I've been waiting.
Oh, well.
You have to help me get back on my feet.
Meat?
On my feet.
What, me?
Yeah?
Good God, how am I?
Since
I'll see what I can...
doing what?
So what? He'll throw it all up anyway.
Henry?
I saw him. He's completely plastered.
I'll kill that fool. He'll just never change. Where can I find him?
He's in the flower bed behind the dovecot.
Jesus wept. All right, I'll go and get him. We'd better go home before he makes us a complete laughing stock. Thank you, Henry.
Still wild country here. But I thought...
I hear you're in charge.
That's right.
First, I want to...
What do you want to know?
Who do I...
Young lord?
Groom.
Aye, him.
I'll be happy.
All right.
Hey, young man.
Sir?
God knows I'll...
Don't spare him, Henry.
Fucking hell! Fuck me!
My God, what are you doing?
Nice fight, Henry. It's been a long time since I've seen our young...
Thank you, Captain. What now?
The bed...
I understand.
Excuse me.
Except, I don't have a bullet. I'd like to...
Well...
You might come to...
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Henry? Give it to
Oh, Christ! Shit!
Come on!
What are you doing?
Nice work, Henry. He wasn't an easy opponent. I never...
Yeah, you're right. He has nothing to be ashamed.
Mutual respect. That's how it should be.
Now I need a drink to drown out the pain.
Good idea, son.
Who am I going to face next?
If you dare, the old lord will be the last challenger.
All right. I'll go and challenge him.
Just don't wait too long.
Somebody bumped him off and didn't even rob him.
Don't be silly.
Where's Lord von Bergow? Why hasn't he arrived yet?
I don't know. I asked the Chamberlain, but he couldn't tell me much either. Though he said he expected him to arrive soon.
I hope he's right.
I hope so too. He promised me he'd come to my son's wedding. I don't think he'd dishonor me like this.
The beggars are gone. They won't embarrass you anymore.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I just hope Cook doesn't give me a hard time about it.
I managed in the end and got the food elsewhere.
Ah, that's good. You know, she's a good cook, but she can also be a real thorn in my side.
Lord Semine, what will happen with that robber from Apollonia now that we've captured him?
You mean Gules? You might find it hard to believe, Henry, but the man is of noble birth. That means I can't simply lock him up or, God forbid, execute him. So I took him into my service.
Was that wise, sir? Are you certain you can trust him?
No. That's why he has to prove himself.
How?
It looks like we didn't wipe out all the bandits who were pillaging with him. So his first task will be to take care of what's left of his own band.
Lord Semine, I'd like to challenge you to a duel.
I'll gladly accept, Henry. But bear in mind, I am not the youngest.
I saw how you fought in Apollonia, sir. And I'd be a fool to make allowances for your age.
I had to try, though. So, what are we waiting for?
My God, what are you doing? Oh dear. Not your day, sir, eh?
Oh, what the hell. I'm not in my prime anymore, and Henry here is a very good swordsman.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me, Gnarly, how did Henry do in your tourney?
He beat your son and the bailiff's son, too.
Oh, but surely he deserves some reward, don't you think?
I can't disagree, sir.
Here you go, Henry. A beautiful neck chain. I had it made in Kuttenberg. I was hoping to give it to my son, but since he didn't beat you either, you certainly deserve it.
I'm honored. Thank you, Lord Semine.
It happens.
Hey, man, you... Well. Look what the cat dragged in.
Easy, gents. Now come in peace.
You gave me a hammer in last time. Well, you'll near be so lucky this time, fella.
You want to fight? Here.
What's the matter? Are you shitting it? The laddie looks like he's gonna start greeting.
What?
We're only having you on, pal. It's all water under the bridge. I'm Yurko from Moravia, and these fine lads hail from there too.
I'm Henry of Skalitz.
Well, Henry, come and have a wee drink with us to settle our differences.
Do I even have a choice?
Didn't make a fuss. You might upset me.
I wouldn't want that.
Then get stuck in. Fuck. That pish of yours makes me heave. It's near fit to drink. We have to find something better.
You know why Lord Semine won't give you anything better? Because he's afraid you'll get drunk and start a brawl.
Now look here, you bampot. I'll tell you an age-old piece of wisdom. A dry Moravian is 100 times more raj than a drunk one. So, if you didn't want this place smashed to pieces, bring us some decent liquor.
I see. This is getting serious. And where would I find something?
Something, my ass! We want the good swally we brought from Moravia. Seeing as we kept there be not but pishy. But old Semine took it from us and hid it in the fortress dunnies.
Dunnies?
The cellars. That old boddock even put them under guard, with our liquor inside.
All right. But how will I recognise this stuff I'm looking for?
I'm sure you'll be able to tell. It's a wee jug. Well, maybe not all that wee.
And who's guarding the cellar?
A guard, of course. He's holed up in there like a badger, gawking at the door and not moving an inch.
I don't think there's much I can do about the guard. Do you have any ideas?
I didn't care. Just get rid of him. Make up some keech so he fucks off. I'll let you in there. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
All right, then. I won't let you down. Everybody's drinking and having a good time, and you're stuck sitting here in the cellar. Aren't you bored?
Don't even get me started. Finally, a proper wedding after all these years, and I'm sent to guard the cellar. So them Moravian drunkards don't drink it dry? And I'm so thirsty, I could suck the damp out of these walls.
I really don't envy you.
Thank you. I feel so much better.
Now go and get yourself a beer. I'll take over for you for a while.
No way! If Tuma found out, he'd chew my arse off.
Tuma? Oh, come on. He's drinking too. We had some schnapps together a moment ago.
What? That sly bastard.
See? Why should you be stuck here like a sack of dry grain?
Right you are. If Tuma can drink, so can I.
It happens.
Look what I found for you.
Well, hooray! Bring it on! Ah. Well, that's something else. Hail, Henry. Come and sit with us and have a swig.
Well, I can't say no to that, since I brought it to you.
I knew you know Egypt. To health, God, and Henry.
And to the newlyweds.
To them too. Bottoms up.
God's nails, Henry. We're in trouble. You've got to help me.
What's happened?
The sword's gone. Someone must have taken it.
The wedding present for the young lord.
Not so loud, for God's sake. If I don't get it back, the old man will wipe the floor with me. You'll see. He'll make sure I never forge another nail in this county.
And couldn't you have left it somewhere?
Leave behind something so precious? Never. Someone stole it.
Can you remember the last time you saw it?
I don't know. Maybe when we came, I showed it to old Semine. He told me what a masterpiece it was.
I was there. What did you do then?
Then I ate a little something, drank, and went to take a piss.
And you had the sword on you the whole time?
Why would I go to piss with it? I put it down in the grass by the wall.
Aha. Let me guess. You haven't seen it since then?
I've been looking for it ever since.
Did you show the sword to anyone else?
Well... You know, I had to show off a bit. It was such a lovely piece of work before Lord Semine himself.
You were pleased with yourself, eh?
Everyone is, when their work is praised, aren't they?
Well, no wonder you didn't know which way was up. The praise made the blood rush to your head. And maybe elsewhere, too.
Don't you worry about my head, damn it. We have to find the sword.
Who were you showing off that sword to?
A few people came to me to see it. A couple of girls. Young lads, too.
Young lads?
Aye, it's true. And one of them was a bit cocky.
What did the lad look like?
I don't know exactly. With all the commotion around here. He was kind of young, you know, a fop. Like a lot of fellas around here.
Oh, that could be any one of a dozen.
If I knew exactly which one it was, I'd go and see him myself.
And what was he wearing? Try to remember.
Aye, I know that. He was in yellow. He was well dressed, all right.
Don't you at least remember how he acted? Something that sticks in your mind?
Well, as I say, he was just cheeky-like. And he had these strange manners. Like one of the nobles. He's been strutting around to impress some wench. One that lewd Chamberlain brought here, I think.
Ah, I see. I know exactly who we're looking for.
You do?
No, actually. I have absolutely no idea who you're talking about. Did you show the sword to anyone else? Who were you showing off?
A few people.
Young lads?
Aye.
I'll try to find the lad. Maybe he'll know more.
If you find my sword on him, hang him by the balls right away. How's life treating you, old Bram?
Could be better.
You had to come too.
You could say that. I'm surprised you're here.
So am I, lad. So am I. Will you have a drink with me?
Of course. Good health.
To Lord Semine. Thanks to him, my head is still attached to my neck.
Have you already taken care of your band?
Don't you start with that too.
So you did.
After you attacked me in Apollonia. I'm so battered I can hardly wipe my own arse. Old man Semine will just have to be a bit more patient.
What if I helped you?
Well, well. Someone fancies himself.
I can handle a few footpads.
These aren't any ordinary footpads. They're a bunch of the most depraved whoresons I've ever met. Would you dare to take them on?
Yeah. Just tell me what I need to do.
So listen up. From what I've heard, there's another 4 of those scum roaming the countryside. I bet my boots that a few more will hitch up with them in time, so it won't be easy. You can start with Canker.
Canker? Interesting name. Where's he called that?
He already had that name when he joined us. I reckon they started calling him that on account of how he's rotten to the core.
If you say so.
Hey, don't be cheeky, youngster.
What do you know about Canker?
He likes to disguise himself as a monk and ambush travellers. He looks convincing in a robe, but otherwise he's an awful heathen. Always drunk, just like the rest of his band.
That could be useful.
Definitely. You'll get lucky.
Where can I find him?
I don't know. I only know that he and his band were ambushing travellers on the road from Troskowitz to the Nabokov Mill.
So how do you want to find him then?
Easy. I'd wait for him to find me. With a little luck, he'll ambush you in one of those places too. Or one of his people will.
That doesn't sound too safe.
What did you expect? That I'd search the whole forest for him? Go ahead and try and find him that way if you like. But I think you're more likely to roll straight sixes and dice.
What do you know about his band?
Not much. We've never seen them all together, so I can't even tell you how many of them there are. But there won't be many. Canker has never dared tackle anything too big. Usually just some poor souls on their travels.
That's enough for me.
Well, good luck, lad. Oh, and I almost forgot. When you're done, bring me Canker's mace. As proof.
I'll think about it.
I'm sure someone was suspicious. Calm down. We'll wait and see. And keep an eye on von Bergow's chamber. He kept staring at me earlier.
Yeah? He's been talking to that. I see him. Sir.
Anything new?
Foot on the road.
It's taking them too long, damn it.
What are you going to do?
The ceremony's about to start. I'll be on my way right after.
So, is the ceremony? Everyone will notice you're gone.
I don't think so. Look around. Everyone's passing time drinking booze. They'll be drunk as Carl.
What about the bride, sir? She'll notice right away.
Leave that to me.
So, do we follow the plans?
Silence. I'm sure someone was suspicious.
You think someone on the train?
Calm down. We'll wait and see. And keep an eye on von Bergow's chamber. He kept staring at me earlier.
But after the ceremony,
We want to handle this for you.
You know you
You
actually
don't have to
rescued
worry
me.
about a thing.
That's what
You
princes
better
do.
forget about that real quick.
What kind of prince
I
are
just look
you,
like an
eh?
idiot. Besides, can't you just let it
Yes.
go?
Never.
Finally, someone
Oldram complained about you again.
What's eating the old man?
Hey! Dressed in yellow. You might be the fella I'm looking for.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Sorry, do I know you?
Of course! You're Bushek, right? Only a week ago we were brawling over that girl in Jelioff.
Oh? And who won?
Well, me, of course. But it wasn't worth it. The girl was pretty, but as daft as a bag of rocks.
Ah, that's tough.
But now we've met again, we should have a toast. To water under the bridge, eh?
Radovan, the Takov blacksmith, has lost his sword. Have you seen any around here?
Of course I have. Plenty.
Plenty?
Every god has one, right?
Ugh, never mind. You're so drunk you'd only hurt yourself with it anyway.
That's possible. Shall we have a drink?
Why not? I'd love one.
To your health, Bushek.
I'm not Bushek, but still. Cheers. Ugh, it's really sour. What the hell is this?
Wine, of course. All the way from Burgundy, they say.
Ugh, tastes awful.
Ah, just drink, Bushek.
I don't really... Oh, never mind.
If he wants
Excuse me.
peace and quiet, he'd have given it a rest long ago.
What are you doing
You'd
here?
have to hear him. He doesn't miss it.
For fuck's sake!
You'll regret that, fucker.
Fucking drunken tossers.
anything out of the cellar.
Go fuck yourself. Ha ha! You never saw that coming.
You want to give me more to worry about?
On
everyone
the
is blind
contrary,
Do
we
you
want
know
to
you
handle this
actually
for you.
rescued me?
You don't have
That's
to
what
worry about
princes
a
do.
thing.
You'd better
What
forget
kind of
about
prince
that
are
real
you,
quick.
then?
I just
Where
look like
have
an
you been
idiot.
all my life?
Besides, can't you
In
just let
Prague.
it...
It might have occurred to me you were the one I was looking for.
Me? Why?
I expect he means me, Flower. No doubt Henry assumed I'd starve to death if he wasn't on my arse for a while. So, are you glad to see me?
I'm glad you're still alive and kicking.
You were worried about me? Well, no. I mean, Henry.
No.
I just wouldn't want to explain to Sir Hanush why I couldn't keep an eye on my living ball and chain.
Watch your tongue.
Like a pair of little boys.
What are you even doing here?
Radovan the blacksmith has lost the sword he made for the groom as a wedding present.
Well, that's a bit of a fuck-up, eh? But I'm not really surprised when he was shoving it under everyone's noses and telling them there's none better in the county.
So you think someone nicked it?
I don't think so. I'm sure of it. The bailiff's son, Svatobluk.
What? Svatya? Nonsense.
What's going on here? You again?
Who is this drunk?
This is Wojtek.
Keep my name out of your mouth. And you? What are you doing here with my... girl?
I am not your girl. That is certainly not only yours. And it's a few years since anyone called me a girl.
Did you hear that? Scram. Nobody's interested in you.
So you've ganged up on me, eh? First you make a fool of me, and then this prick.
Listen to me, loudmouth. Get out of here right now before we get really pissed off.
Scram. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I'm shitting myself. You two won't fuck with me, and I'll deal with you first. You were trying it on with my girl, so get ready, you asshole. Oh, could
Looks like the fight's been postponed, eh?
Credit where credit is due, though. In his condition, I'd be face down in the dirt, while he managed to curse me quite fluently.
I was afraid you were going to start a fight.
You don't have to be afraid with me.
Hold up, no change in the subject. What did you mean about Svatya?
Like I said, he took the sword.
Why would the bailiff's son take it? He and Semine will be family soon.
Why don't you ask him yourself? But from what I hear, the Semine's really sticking his craw. Why? I don't know. You'll have to figure that out for yourself.
Nah, that's just a rumour.
Maybe. But I saw him nick the sword, Henry. With my own eyes. The blacksmith went to the latrine and left his sword outside. The blockhead. Svatya had his eye on him the whole time and just seized the opportunity.
What did he do with the sword then?
I have no idea. I had better things to do than follow him around. Last I saw, he disappeared into the battlements by the latrine, and then he showed up in the backyard under the dovecot. He didn't have the sword anymore.
All right. I'll take your word for it and try to find the sword.
Finally, you've come to your senses. And, Henry...
Yes?
Just don't fuck it up. We need to talk to von Bergow.
If I'm not wrong, it's been nearly a year since we got into that war. And it's still...
Radovan's present for young Lord Semine is missing. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it?
I didn't see any sword.
Sword? How do you know it's a sword?
Fuck. All right, I saw it. Like everyone here, I reckon. Radovan was bragging about it all over.
Do you think being the bailiff's son puts you above the law? You're counting on the deepest shadow being under the candlestick, eh? Make no mistake, if it turns out you're involved in this theft, you're gonna get not just yourself in trouble, but your father as well. He'll have to give you an exemplary punishment, so folk don't say he's let you off light, because that could cost him his job.
Damn it. I didn't think of that. All right, have it your way. I took the sword. Happy now?
Where's the sword now?
I had to get rid of it fast, so I threw it in the pond.
You can't be serious. How am I supposed to get it back now? God Almighty save you if it fell in deep.
Farewell.